Martial artist and actor Steven Seagal made the statement in an interview not too long ago when asked about Bruce Lee being the greatest martial artist of all time. He made the statement that Bruce Lee wasn't even closer to the great ones. He wasn't even close to being the greatest martial artist, in other words. And I respectfully disagree, of course. Now, when asked who was the greatest martial artist of our time, 20th and the 21st century, he said there were plenty masters that were. He couldn't name any at the time, but he said there are plenty masters that were much greater than Bruce Lee or better than Bruce Lee. And basically, what he was saying in essence is that Bruce Lee was very much overrated. Now, you know how I feel about the overrated statement as it relates to Bruce Lee. And there are many that believe the same way as I do. He wasn't overrated. So you might say, well, brother teacher, this is your opinion. Well, you're entitled to yours as well. And this is my viewpoint. He was not overrated. And I've seen some comments on the same subject to me where people said Steven Seagal is sick, that he's not truthful, and that he lies a lot and things like this. I don't really have anything to measure that by in terms of factual evidence and so forth. At this present time that I'm making this video, I don't. I'm not saying it's true or not true. But as far as I know today, and as far as I believe, he is indeed a credible martial artist. And he's very skillful. And he has put a lot of years and or training into his craft. Aikido. Teaching Aikido, I believe. But anyway, back real quick on the subject of Bruce Lee not being close to the greatest martial arts that's ever lived in our time. Again, I disagree, respectfully, as I said before. And to be very honest, if I were to compare Bruce Lee to Steven Seagal, and I respect both of them, but it was Bruce Lee that inspired me to begin the martial arts in the very beginning. I never would have ever ventured off into martial arts if it were not for the legendary Bruce Lee. He was my influence. So that holds a special place in my heart. I'm not biased, but because I adhere to many of the philosophies that he had, because they are mine as well. Now, had it been another martial arts instructor or a pioneer during that particular time, maybe I would have went that direction. But I've had plenty of time throughout my martial arts career to analyze, to observe most of the greats. And I find Bruce Lee to be the cream de la cream, so to speak. Even though I still do admire many other practitioners, both past and present. I won't go into listing anybody. That's neither here nor there. But just to understand that I do respect every martial arts instructor, master, grandmaster, and so forth. But Bruce Lee, again, was the one that was responsible for me being here today and still continuing on in the martial arts. So, Steven Seagal is wrong on this account. And I began to say, and I didn't say, but I'm going to say it now. If I were to compare the two, even though Steven Seagal's art is primarily Aikido, Tenshin Aikido, and Bruce Lee has studied a plethora of things, had studied, I would choose Bruce Lee over Steven Seagal because I believe in terms of the contributions that Bruce Lee had to the martial arts far outweighs the accomplishments of Steven Seagal. Now, again, and this might be redundant, I'm not trying to get anything started. I respect Steven Seagal and I adore his martial arts prowess. The same is true for Bruce Lee. But if I had a choice and someone that I would rather follow, it would be Bruce Lee first. That's it. And that's all. What do you think about this subject matter? We're beating a dead horse because we've gone this path before about Bruce Lee's credibility and so forth. But let me know what you think. I'm out.